Science has finally crossed a line that should never have been crossed. We've seen mad scientists in movies like Dr. Frankenstein and Dr. Evil, but this is the first time that we're actually creating real-life versions of them. Scientists in Russia have created a monster, and it's not even science fiction. This all started when a scientist at the Shevelev Institute of Biology and Soil Science in Russia named Sergei Netrusov decided to combine two different species of bacteria together to create one single hybrid. He did this because he wanted to create a self-sustaining ecosystem inside of a closed system like the ones used in space stations or for long space flights. His idea was to create a bacteria that would be able to survive off of toxic waste that's produced by humans, essentially cleaning up after us while being fed by us. And it would basically be a bacteria that could sustain itself indefinitely. But this is where things got out of hand. After combining the genes of these two bacteria together, they ended up creating something that not only looks absolutely insane, but also exhibits some scary characteristics. The bacteria that they created is called E. coli, which already sounds terrifying. But if that name doesn't scare you, then I'm sure this next part will. This new bacteria is a mix between E. coli and spirilla, and it's the first ever bacteria to have a symbiotic relationship with another bacteria. What this means is that the new bacteria is able to survive off of toxic waste that humans produce, but it also produces oxygen as a byproduct. It feeds off of ammonia and produces oxygen. So not only does it clean our toxic waste, but it also gives us something useful in return. This is exactly what the mad scientist from earlier wanted. But there's one big problem. You see, the bacteria that they combined, spirilla, is a photosynthetic bacteria. This means that it needs sunlight in order to survive. Normally, it gets this sunlight from being in an environment where there's plenty of it. But now it lives inside of a test tube with no sunlight, so it's slowly dying out. As it's dying out, though, it's passing on its genes to the E. coli bacteria, making this new bacteria stronger and more capable of surviving without sunlight. But it's not just that. The scientists noticed something else. The new bacteria had gained the ability to hunt other bacteria. It was literally consuming other bacteria for nutrients, which is something that E. coli can't do normally. They don't have the genetic material needed to do so. This means that they've accidentally created a bacteria that's not only capable of cleaning up after humans, but it's also evolving at an accelerated rate. And this is scary for obvious reasons. What happens if this bacteria mutates further? What happens if it decides to start infecting humans instead of cleaning up after us? Well, it's too late to find out because this research was halted immediately after they realized how dangerous this bacteria was. All of the lab samples were destroyed and the scientists involved in the project were fired. So this cryptid might not be roaming around out there, but it does give us a scary idea of what might be possible in the future. What do you think? Leave it in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching.